What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to the tutorial 2. So in this tutorial guys, I'll be going to uh, do one very basic operation or maybe two very basic operation using Python and Boto 3, and definitely I'll be going to do all this operation on buckets or S3 buckets. So in the last tutorial we have seen how to create S3 bucket by writing few lines of code, and in this tutorial we'll see how to do some sort of very basic operation, like if you want to search how many buckets are there or what are their names, so how to do that. So this is very fundamental things. As I told you guys in the last tutorial, I'll be going very slowly, and once you guys are familiar or gain some confidence, then we'll start dig deeper inside the some intermediate and advanced concepts. So first few tutorials will be very basic and very easy. Okay, so first thing first, we all know what are the prerequisites to install Boto 3 and AWS CLI, and next thing is that you have to configure your IAM users. So in this tutorial I'll be not going to do this step and this step as well, this step and this step, because it's already done. So as well as this step as well, I'm not going to done. But if someone is not familiar with this process and for the first time he or she is watching this tutorial, can go ahead and search for the AWS automation series from our full course or playlist, whatever. Okay, so in the first tutorial everything is mentioned and we've explained this thing by doing. Okay, so it's kind of hands-on and I have done it very slowly. Okay, so next thing is actual the objective of this course, how to find. So again I did some typo over here. How to find S3 bucket using Boto 3. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. So I'll show you. See, we have created this two buckets in our last tutorial, right? So now we'll try to see how to get how many buckets are there in my AWS console. Like from my AWS console, it is showing that I have two. From S3 service list, you can see I have two buckets, and how to get those things like programmatically using Python. So that is the main intention of this tutorial. And for this tutorial I have chosen that I should use Jupyter Notebook, because it will be easier for me to explain and for you guys to understand. So once you guys are like familiar with all these methods, different objects and the attributes, then we can easily again start writing code from Visual Studio Code or whatever. But there is no problem if you want to continue with Jupyter Notebook, do same. Just remember one thing, AWS is very vast. There are multiple, like n number of services that there, and in the Python this Boto 3 package is also like growing continuously. So there is no point of just memorizing everything, because you are actually dumping the like information on your memory, and after some time all those things will be obsolete. So it is better just do some sort of smart techniques. For example, in Jupyter Notebook IntelliSense you can use the documentation, and it's always good practice. Like whenever you get some time, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, then probably you can just segregate those things by spending 10 minutes 15 minutes time of like reading different documentation of different Python things. For example, Boto 3, or maybe someone is interested to learn Azure, there could be same things are possible. And if you want to learn some other things, like anything, you can do it. So enough of talking, so let's write the code. So import Boto 3, and like it's imported. Now I'll write something like resource, the same thing what I did. Then I will write Boto 3, and if you are new you have to just put dot, and after that just hit tab. Okay, so see, it is showing everything. So you can use client and as well as you can use resource. Okay, so if someone is saying why should I use resource, what is there, just put 2 question mark. Okay, or maybe you can run it. See, we'll get what is happening. So if you put this thing, what will happen? So this will give you like kind of a resource object, and on top of resource object you can apply some sort of method to get the different, or you can get some attribute from those object. Okay, so let's do one thing. This is a one way of writing documentation. Okay, create a request service, resource service, as I told you, and someone can say is client or maybe whatever, like you can see, just to remember. Okay, next thing is that once this is done, so you can just okay, now just print this thing, you will understand what is going to be written. So it will return that it is a S3 type of resource. Okay, see, it is kind of okay, I just did a mistake over here. So you have to write S3. okay, then this, and then if you write, see, S3 service resource. Okay, now I can access any attribute. So if I just put dot and after that tab, see, like this many methods or maybe attribute I can easily accessible. So I want to know the names actually. So for that thing, this is very easy. Buckets dot all. If you call this method, then if you see, it is going to return one collection. So collection means it is actually holding this two bucket and some extra information. So how to get that information, that is the next thing. So as I told you, this is a Python collection, so you can easily iterate through this by making this thing as a list. So for example, if you write this thing, see, I got this s3.bucket, the name is this, and I also got this thing as this thing. So now how to get those names? Okay, so it's very easy. Okay, you can do something. Let's say just remove this thing and remove this thing. Maybe you can write for bucket, maybe for bucket in, then just write bucket. So let's see, I should get this two things printed, right? Okay, so maybe I need to write print. Let's see. See, I got this thing. Okay, so now I want to get this name actually. How to get this name? So we have to just use dot notation. Okay, see, if I put this thing, I will easily get the name. So one is total technology and one is total technology, right? This is very simple, guys. Maybe 2 minutes tutorial and we get this thing done, like how to search your buckets, or what are the buckets are available, or maybe the count of buckets. Maybe you can do many things, like as I told you, this is a list actually, right? Okay, so for example, you don't want to do this thing, like list is there, so maybe this, and after that maybe you can write length and like this. So if you run this thing, okay, just hold on. So list of okay, sorry, maybe I can write something like this. Okay, okay, so oh, I did a mistake actually. Okay, what happened? I'm not sure what I'm doing actually. See, I did some mistake. Okay, so main thing is this one, right? Right, and here I have to write this thing. While doing this thing, I just messed up completely. So like this, I got this thing. Now if I what do you say, like if you put this thing, it's a collection as I told you. So see, I got this thing list. Okay, so maybe this is a list, right? So let's say bucket underscore list is this one, right? This, then maybe I can maybe okay, so maybe what I can do, length of see, I got this length actually. So what is happening here, I got this thing, now I got the length as well. So if your requirement is that to check something that how many buckets are there, if buckets count is greater than 2, then delete the like most the bucket which is created, maybe the age of the bucket is older, maybe you have 3 buckets. One is created on 1st January, one is created on 2nd January, and one is created on 3rd of January, and 4th of January you are checking how many buckets are there, and if the bucket count is more than 2, you want to delete the oldest bucket. So definitely the bucket which is created on the date of 1st of January, you want to delete that. So some sort of logic you can easily build like this thing. So all the different things are given there. Only the thing is that you have to apply your own brain and apply like just think through it. Definitely will do. I'm just giving you an example sample, and sorry, in between I just completely messed up while doing this copy paste. If you see here, the thing is that my like IntelliSense and these things are not working. Like I cannot use my keyboard for inserting new cells, maybe some problem. So that is why I'm using mouse, and while doing that some problem. So okay, just come back to the actual context. So if you see in this tutorial, we have actually done, or maybe we have written maybe 1 or 2 lines of code to fetch the data from your S3 bucket, and we have generated this sort of names, like the actual names from this thing. So this is very handy, this is very useful. So if you guys know how to do or how to deal with this Boto 3 packages, and if you want to pursue your career on AWS administrator, or maybe not administrator, maybe developer, or maybe designer, or maybe architect, so definitely this is the one of the thing you must learn to do some sort of automation. Then definitely your job will be very easy, and while doing this automation, maybe you can explore and learn much more things. Like the AWS documentation or those things probably might like feel like something boring for you initially, but if you deal with this thing, then probably start dealing with this thing, probably you will feel interested, and maybe it will also excites you to learn. Okay, so enough of talking, guys. So we'll see you in the next video, but don't forget to put some sort of comment or feedback, or maybe you guys can provide me some sort of more use cases that we should cover using S3, or maybe many of you already started working on S3, or maybe already started working as AWS administrator. Maybe you guys can share some of your day-to-day activities where you need, definitely we need some sort of automation. And just at this for the time being, just try to focus on the S3 thing and the bucket. Probably later on the future, when we'll be going to start or look into some other services, then we'll try to those use cases. But at this moment, if you guys are working already and face some use cases, or maybe you maybe have some interesting use cases, can send me. I'll try to incorporate all these use cases in my next tutorial. So probably this tutorial I have actually talked enough, but anyways, this is not always coding is not always the important. You have to understand the context. So I will not take much time. So we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and have a nice day.